Hey everyone, this is Steven here, back at it again with another video. In today's video, we're going to go over my top 5 sports cards under $50, which is a video response to SilverJackify. But before we get into that, if you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more in the future, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe. So now that we got all of that out of the way, we can get into the actual video here. I did want to say that I hope everyone is having a great Sunday and weekend so far. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of my sports cards, and in particular, we're going to be looking at my top 5 sports cards under $50, and this is a video response to SilverJackify, who recently hit 12,000 subscribers, so congrats on 12K. That's a huge milestone. He is definitely one of the biggest and best sports card content creators out there. I will leave a link to his channel below. I'm sure a lot of you guys and gals have already checked him out, but if you haven't, please feel free to go check out his channel, one of the best out there. And I do apologize in advance if I sound a little tired or sluggish today. I'm still recovering from my appendicitis. I did have my appendix removed a couple days ago. Still recovering from that, but I did figure this would be a fun video response to make. And we're gonna start today's list off with none other than Mr. Griffey Jr. And I have this 1989 score rookie card here, and this one's actually graded in a BCCG 10. And this is kind of funny because I've been watching SilverJackify's channel for, I want to say 4 or 5 years now, and he made a video 4 years ago, I actually looked it up today, that was titled the top 10 PSA graded sports cards you can pick up for under $30. And 4 years ago is kind of when I was getting back into collecting, so I ended up watching that video, and he suggested this card graded in a PSA 10. And at the time, you could actually get this card in a PSA 10 for under $30, but not knowing much about sports cards or sports cards grading at the time, I ended up going with the BCCG because it was, I want to say this was $8 instead of the $30. So I ended up taking the cheap route on this and picked this one up for, I want to say about $8, which I did take SilverJackify's advice there, going with the 1989 score Griffey Jr. However, I wish I did stick with the PSA because that currently has a lot more value than the BCCG. But that is the first card on today's list. Put that right there. And the next card on today's list is this 1987 Topps Barry Bonds. This is his second year card. And this is actually one of the first sports cards that I had in my collection. I remember I was in New York at a flea market with my uncle, and he ended up picking this card up for me. So this was kind of what sparked my interest in sports card collecting. So this is something that definitely had to make today's list. It's still in its original screw down case, which is pretty cool. So this is number 2 on today's list. The next card on today's list is this 1989 Bowman Griffey Jr. rookie card. Now, Griffey Jr. has always been one of my favorite, and still is one of my favorite players of all time. And growing up, I really enjoyed the look of this 1989 Bowman rookie card. This is actually my favorite rookie card. So I know a lot of people like the Upper Deck Star rookie, a lot of people like the Topps, but this was always my favorite image. This was always one of my favorite cards growing up as a kid. Definitely a big fan of the 1989 Bowman Griffey Jr. rookie card and the image. And the next card on today's list is sticking with the Seattle Mariners, but I have this 2001 Topps Ichiro Suzuki rookie card. Now, I did grow up in Anchorage, Alaska, where we did not have any professional sports teams, and they did televise a lot of Seattle Mariners baseball, as that was the closest team to Anchorage, Alaska. So I did grow up watching a lot of Mariners, and that became my favorite team growing up and still is to this day. And I remember back in 2001, Ichiro Suzuki ended up signing with the Seattle Mariners. There's a lot of hype and buzz around Ichiro as he was coming over from Japan. So I remember saving up and picking up this card. So this is one of my first big purchases as a young sports card collector. And this is still one of my favorite rookie cards of all time, as I really like the image. I think it's more sentimental, as this was one of the biggest purchases that I had as a kid and young collector. Now, the next players and cards on today's list is kind of a 2-for-1, but I have the 2018 Topps Update Juan Soto as well as Ronald Acuna Jr. rookie cards here. Now, these cards are very heavily printed. There's, I want to say, around 20,000 of each in a PSA 10, so they're not short prints or anything like that. But when I got back into collecting, it was around 2018, and at the time, these were definitely the chase cards and players coming out of 2018 products. So these cards and players really got me hooked and back into collecting around the 2018 timeframe. And the last player and card on today's list is this 2019 Julio Rodriguez Prospects Chrome. This is his first Bowman card. and this one is in a PSA 9. And the reason why I picked this card is because Julio Rodriguez is a highly ranked prospect. I want to say he was number 2 on most lists coming into this year's season on the Seattle Mariners. So there's still some hope for the Mariners after all, and I wanted to include a younger up-and-coming star on the Mariners. I'm just really hoping that he can pan out for the Mariners heading into the future. But with all that being said, that concludes today's list and video. I really hope you enjoyed looking at some of these cards. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe. Thanks, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.